Good morning, everyone. I'm Mashan, and welcome to the presentation on the chosen industry, which is known as ASOS. So let's go through it. It's all about discover fresh online. Now moving to the table of contents. The table of contents consists introduction, history, mission and vision statement, external and internal factors, discussion and conclusion, and the final one is reference. Now moving on to the organization overview. Then after moving to the introduction. So this industry is all about the fashion and is cosmetic retailer which sells their products all around the world to more than 100 countries. It sells over 850 brands with its own range. And it's mostly aimed at young adults, right? And now moving on to the history timeline. In this timeline, you see the from the 2000 to 2021, 21 years time, what has happened. Some selecting the some key points. ASOS listed as a stock exchange there, 2001, right? Then the start is women's clothing there, 2004, 2008, started kids wear, and in 2010, stop offering kids wear. In 2000, after 2010, the franchise launched in the Germany, US, and France. Ex- It exceeded its 4,000 employers in the year 2015. In 2021, it has partnership with the DPD delivery service. Now moving on to mission vision statement. Our mission is to become the world's number one destination for fashion. While for vision statement, we focus on fashion as a force of goods. Now moving on to the external factors. It consists political, economic, social, technological, environmental, legal. Political factors affecting the performance are political stability and the significant government intervention, contract, intellectual property, protection, consumer services, trade rules and tariff, incentive tax, maximum pay, and retail work week restrictions. Now moving on to the economic factors, exchange rates, infrastructure quality, workforce skill level, the economic labor, rates of economic, and much more. Now moving on to the social factors. So it consists demographic population, population skill level, society, power structure, entrepreneurial spirit, health and environmental consciousness, and leisure interest. Technological factors consist technology impact on the product offering, on cost structure, on the value chain structure, on rate of technology, on the diffusion. Now, moving on to the environmental factors, water and air pollution, recycling, waste management, consumer services, attitude towards green policy, and attitude towards and support for renewable energy. Now, moving on to legal factors. Legal factors consist employment law, data protection, discrimination law, intellectual property, and health and safety law. Now, Porter five force analysis, threat of new entrants, threat of substitute, bargaining power of buyer, bargaining power of supplier, rivalry among existing competitors, threat of new entrant at medium pace, ASOS also having issue with potential new entrant in the industry. COVID-19 has pushed many companies to go online, even any new clothing brands to emerge in pandemic, which means that all the business like the ASOS has moved online, so they can operate online. Buying power of buy at a higher form. Let's say when buy have the power to demand cheaper pricing of goods, they have seen as they are seen as competitor, which means that the business the consumer want that the business provide the product in cheaper price, which the business will you know look in competition expects buying power supply in a low or medium form. Let's say almost every company in the retail business obtains raw materials such as woolen, um cotton, silk, nylon. So these are the how they what what type of raw material they use in their for the on products on rivalry among the existing competitors. Competition among participants in sector prices will fall, and the industry overall profitability will suffer. So the prices need to be limited. Otherwise, the if it is not limited, the price so the won't make any sales in high and lose all profits. Now moving on to the same competitive, the other aspects you see the employer the information about the competition with the market Spencer next in terms of employer, in terms of revenue, location, and active users. Kind of substitute low or medium. So companies in the same industry such as also compete with one another. So by putting a limitation on the prices firms. So these are all about the limitation prices. So makes more sales. That makes sense. Internal factor influencing ISO performance in terms of financially, how financially it was ASOS was strong. Let's say they delivered 30% increase in the adjusted profit. The increase, so there's a quite benefit. You should before tax of 126.3 million pound. On the right side, you see the financial statement of the ASOS PLC. Now moving on to the corporate governance. So it is primarily responsible for enhancing shareholders' interest, by setting direction, ensuring the effect operation, approving budget plan, determining financial structure, and overseeing the management. Board committee are supported by audit and remuneration committees, although the executive director are not required to attend the meetings. The committees are responsible for reviewing the effectiveness of their terms of reference. Now moving on, so this the even the CEO, the owner of the company are required to attend the meeting. The basic staff level are not required to attend the meeting. The basics, like junior or cleaner or staff level, they are not required. So corporate social responsibilities (CSR) is a way of universal private trade self-regulation which points to contribute to social objectives. It consists zero carbon emission, circular systems. In zero carbon emission, ASOS from to net zero across their value by 2030, but in circular system by 2030, ASOS has planned to ensure 100% of their products and packaging are made from the recycling. Continue of the CSR diversity, how diverse is the that and how they are committed to engage there, and in terms of transferring how they support and how they could make improvements on the in terms of the organization culture. And organization culture represent the actual way to behave within, like let's say, the beliefs and how the culture, traditions. ASOS claims to thrive a culture of restless and innovation. On the right hand side, you see the culture, people in the different dress and representing their culture and showing like authentic, brave, and creativity. Discussion based discussion based on 3 points. Let's say that in terms of advantage, let's say pandemic, even in pandemic, it was financially strong. So this is a good advantage. It has the follow of 24.4 million. Now, conclusion based on the 4 points. The weakness is it has volatile customers, high risk. So this is a weakness. Which of companies heavily dependent. So the which can comply. And final one is a reference. Thanks for watching.